Hello guys. All right, let me finish getting this thing all set up because Facebook's been terrible about not letting me see who is watching and showing comments too. So I'm pulling this up on my computer as well as on my phone to make sure I can see who is watching and actually interact with you guys, because I would love this to be as interactive as possible. So for anyone who is able to come live, just drop me a heart if you are watching. Hey, hi Jenny. Wow, okay, well today Facebook's actually showing me who is watching. That's really nice. Awesome. Okay, here we are. Beautiful. It is working. Thank you. So hopefully I will not get booted off. Facebook has a nasty habit of doing that. If that happens, I will pop right back on and we'll keep going from where we left off. And then I'll actually put the videos together and send them out as a replay via email. So if you are not on my email list and you want the replay, let me know. Otherwise, it's also going to be in here, obviously. So cool. So guys, welcome. Today we're going to be doing my first masterclass, a stress-free, healthy lifestyle masterclass. Hi, Laura. Thank you so much for joining. Yay. And it's so lovely. Yay, this is actually working. And I can see who's watching. This is beautiful. All right. Awesome. So today, obviously, we're going to be talking about 5 strategies that will really support you in actually creating your ideal stress-free, healthy lifestyle, because that's really any healthy lifestyle should be as stress-free as possible so you can actually do it for the rest of your life. So we'll talk through those 5 strategies, but before we start, I would love to know, what are you most excited to hear about today? Sorry, I have this one strand here. It's been driving me nuts all day. I don't know. Okay, but tell me what you're most excited to learn about today. I have kind of a basic outline. You'll probably see me looking down to make sure I've got my notes all set. Otherwise, I forget everything I'm supposed to say. Kind of ADD that way, so bear with me. But let me know what you're most excited to hear about, and then if you have questions too, please feel free. I am actually seeing comments today, which is wonderful. Oh, thank you so much. This is my favorite. It's a dress, and I'm obsessed with it. Thanks, Laura. So anyhow, let me know what you're most excited to learn about today. And then, of course, if you have questions, I've got comments are working on both my phone and my computer now, so I will be able to answer comments and questions along the way. So hooray! Thank you, Facebook, for actually working with us today. So the big goal of any healthy lifestyle, in my opinion anyway, this is kind of my philosophy, is that you should be able to feel comfortable, capable, and confident in your body, in a body that you love too. You should be able to see results from whatever you're doing with your healthy lifestyle. It should be effective for you. There shouldn't be confusion. Whatever you're doing, it should be obviously effective. And we're going to dive into more of this and what the actual strategies are, but I just wanted to share some of my philosophy for you too today. So I also really want you to be able to discover that a healthy lifestyle can be very easy and it can be very enjoyable, and you do not have to restrict yourself or deprive yourself in any way, shape, or form. So that's really kind of my big philosophy on what a healthy lifestyle should be. And then, of course, like I mentioned, it really should be sustainable for your whole life. So it's going to be flexible. It's going to work with you. But whatever you're doing, it's not like you're hopping on the wagon, off the wagon. You're not doing this yo-yoing thing. It's fine to really commit to something for a month just to kind of get yourself kickstarted on something. But you shouldn't be stuck in that cycle all the time and feeling frustrated and like you're not actually getting anywhere. Like you're going 10 steps forward and then 30 steps back. That shouldn't be how it feels. So you should be able to sustain whatever your healthy lifestyle is, no matter what curveballs come your way, because life is always going to throw curveballs at you. So one thing I would love for you guys to share too is, what do you want a healthy lifestyle to look like? And this is a really big question. I work with my clients on this one because we have a lot of kind of preconceived notions. We have a lot of beliefs on what we are supposed to be doing in a healthy lifestyle. I think the big ones I always hear people say are, oh, I just need to go on a diet. I just need to do these intense workouts more. Or, oh, I should probably just try taking these supplements. You kind of get this idea in your head that in order to be healthy, you have to fit some cookie cutter thing. Ooh, yes, Laura, I love that. Happy energy every day. Beautiful. Yes, absolutely. Energy is huge. And we'll get to that one in here in just a sec. But so my point is that there's this kind of like cookie cutter idea of what healthy looks like. And especially for like my people, like if you're here, you're probably one of my people. You connect with this philosophy, right? That healthy should be easy and enjoyable. And so you probably kind of reject that cookie cutter ideal to a degree. Like maybe you don't want to have to do like boot camp style workouts every day. You don't want to have to do this super strict diet every single day. You don't want to have to pay hundreds of dollars a month for expensive supplements that, like, what are you going to do when the company goes out of business, you know? And none of that is sustainable. It's not good for your body unless it does feel good to you. Like some people, it works for them. If you're here with me, you're probably not one of those people that it works for. So the big question is try to separate from that cookie cutter ideal that you've been fed by, you know, media, health and fitness industry, the gurus and all of that. Recognize what that healthy ideal is that you think you can't reach or that you don't want to reach. And then think about, what do you want your healthy lifestyle to look like? What should it feel like? Like Laura said, happy energy every day. Yes, absolutely. You should have energy. You should feel comfortable, capable, and confident in your body. That's a big one I stand behind. You should actually love your body, and you should be able to be happy with who you are and with the body you have right now, even if you have big goals for it down the road as well. Let's see, what else? I think I kind of did go over it. Like, you should just be getting results. So what results do you want? And one, we're not going to talk about this a whole lot, but like, I know weight loss is a big topic for many, many people. A lot of people would like to lose weight because they're going to feel more comfortable in their bodies. That's what they're thinking, right? So instead of saying like, oh, I need to lose weight, let's think about like, what's that feeling that you're going to get when you have lost weight? Like, are you going to be more confident in your body? Are you going to have more energy? Are you going to be able to keep up with your kids? Are you going to be able to go on the trips that you want to go on? Like, what does it really feel and look like for you? Because I'll be doing another one at some point too, really diving into like why I'm not going to be marketing weight loss so much anymore, because I really believe if you get these 5 strategies down that we're talking about today, weight loss is going to come as a result. Your body is going to balance out. It's going to find what its ideal is, without you having to obsess over the weight itself, because that's not useful. It doesn't help, and it's not sustainable. So let's talk about those 5 strategies instead. And before I dive into that, I wanted to mention, like, I was that person who did all the high intensity workouts. I did the restrictive diets. I kind of did the supplements. I've never really gotten on the supplement bandwagon. That was why I left my job actually as a personal trainer at our local box gym, was they wanted me to start selling supplements to clients, and I had to meet a certain minimum each month. And that just really rubbed me the wrong way, because I already knew that like many supplements are not regulated by the FDA. A lot of them do not have like solid, legitimate scientific research backing them. There's like no telling how people respond to these things. So I was not okay with that. But I did really hop onto the intense workouts and the restricted diets bandwagon. And that's actually where I hit rock bottom with my health. Now at that time I was of course living with an undiagnosed genetic hypermobility disorder. My connective tissue is a little extra stretchy. That leads to a lot of chronic pain and fatigue. But most of my clients also experience some level of like chronic pain or just like chronic discomfort in their bodies and chronic fatigue, because that's kind of the world we live in. We live in a high stress society where we just get fatigued because we're at our limit all the time, and we don't place value on actually taking care of ourselves, like what we're going to talk about today. So I just wanted to give you kind of the idea, like, I have been there, I've done those things. I've also recognized how destructive those quote unquote healthy things are. You know, if you're doing the high intensity workouts, you're doing the restrictive diets, and you're still not seeing results, it's because, to be honest, those are not always the healthiest things. And Laura, yes, you always obsess over the weight, and it's easy to do, and that's the society we live in too. Like, especially women, we're taught from a very young age to obsess over our weight. And so that's another one of my big goals, is to just move us past that, because your value does not equal the number on the scale. You are worth so much more, and you are so much more than that number. You're everything else, everything else. So let's just talk a little bit about who should be here. So I mentioned, if you're here, you're probably my people. Like, you don't want to have to do intense workouts. You don't want to have to do restricted diets. You reject those to a certain degree. Or maybe at some point you would love to have the strength and endurance to do an intense workout, but you've never been able to hit that point because there's other foundational things that are missing. Maybe you have the chronic pain, or you're just chronically uncomfortable in your body, and you've probably heard, oh, you're just getting older, or if you're a mom, they're just like, oh, well, it's part of being a mom, and part of being my people and being here is really challenging that and saying, I'm not going to settle with that. If I want to be comfortable in my body, I'm going to find a way, and that's what I'm here to help you do. So, generally, if you were here too, it's because you're overwhelmed with all the like information out there. You probably don't know where to start, or you've been throwing spaghetti at the wall for so long and nothing is sticking, and so you're overwhelmed, you're exhausted from dealing with it, and you really just want to start getting some results, especially lasting results. You don't want to have to just do another Kickstart program that is going to work while you're doing it, and then when you're done, you can't sustain it. So we're all about sustainability here. You're probably also sick of feeling like you are failing because you can't stick to healthy habits. That is one, I want you to challenge that belief. Challenge that belief that you are like lacking in discipline just because you haven't been able to stick to a habit or stick to a program. You shouldn't have to change yourself to fit a program. The program should fit you. The habit should work for you. It should fit with your life. So that's one I want you to challenge. We're going to be talking a little bit, because these strategies are not cookie cutter. They're nice big umbrella strategies that will really help guide you to find what is going to work best for you. And ultimately, like, you want to be comfortable in your body. You are sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. You know you should have more energy. You don't know how to find it. That's what I'm here for. That's what we're going to talk about. And then, of course, you probably don't want to continue having all the guilt and the anxiety and the overwhelm and all of those like negative emotions that really tend to come up when you're like trying to improve your health. You're like trying to be healthier, right? And then that seems to come with so much like guilt and anxiety, because you're just like, oh gosh, what if I can't do it today? Oh, I'm such a horrible person. And again, like, you're not a horrible person. It's because you are maybe trying to do too much too fast, or the strategy you're employing is just not the right fit for your life, for your lifestyle, for your needs, for your health history, whatever. So let's talk about those 5 strategies so you can just go ahead and start putting this into action. So I will be talking a little bit, I just want to have a full disclaimer, I will be talking a little bit about my upcoming program as well, because it will help with this, but I'm excited about it. I don't want you to feel like I'm here just to pitch you. I want you to take loads of value from this. So whether you decide to work with me today, down the road, whenever, or if you don't, you're still going to get tons of value out of this right now. I want you to be able to take these strategies and start applying them to your life today. But I wanted to give you the disclaimer, because I hate when I show up to like a pod or like a class or something, and then it turns out like to be just like one giant pitch for their program. I'm like, oh, but I'm not learning anything. So here we go. Let's talk about those 5 strategies. So Strategy number 1. This is a big one. Well, they're all big ones, or else I wouldn't have put them in here. So, first of all, you need a customized long-term strategy for you. So, I hate cookie cutter programs. I don't think they work. I personally think that they tend to cause more damage in the long run because oh gosh, so many reasons. So they're really creating this unhealthy obsession with sticking to the program. It's a very like black and white, polarized kind of experience where you're not inspired to change, you are guilted into changing. And that's not healthy. It's not fun, and it does not generally lead to successful outcomes. So it also tends to do more damage, especially with the boot camp style programs, especially the ones that you can like subscribe to, and then it's just a video that you have to follow to do the workouts. I hate them so much because, and this is something my physical therapist and I, we will talk for hours on this because it drives us so nuts, because so many of those intense workouts, you've not built up the foundation. Like, there is some serious foundational training that it takes to build up to doing those kind of workouts to ensure that you are not going to hurt yourself and to ensure that you are actually doing the movements right and to have the body awareness to do it properly. And those videos generally do not teach that stuff. And so, of course, it leads to a very high injury rate, a very high burnout rate, and a very high frustration rate. So I'm not a huge fan of cookie cutter programs. Same with the diet stuff. I will be completely honest. I actually ran a Kickstart program earlier this year, and I was testing out kind of a done for you meal plan. And as wonderfully as it worked, and I was able to like work fairly closely with all the participants to help them tailor it to them. So it wasn't like they were just having to follow this program and not learn anything. But so we were able to tailor it to them, but it was still too cookie cutter. It really was. And so some of them had like digestive issues from the diet. And it was just not good. And so it really opened my eyes to the importance of starting with where you are right from the beginning, with like knowing exactly where you are, and then incrementally and slowly making the appropriate changes for you, not just saying, oh, I'm going to do this whole program and just like, whatever happens. Like it's not good. It's not good. Your body rebels, your brain rebels, you feel guilty, you feel upset. It's not a good thing. So cookie cutter programs are just, they're no good. You need a customized program, especially one that's flexible for you. Like I said, like you've got to be able to make it work for you, not force yourself to work for the program. Life always happens. And I've noticed this is a trend with my clients too. Like as soon as they commit to working with me, a couple other things are going to tend to pop up in their lives, like these little obstacles. We're like, oh, we got to overcome those before we can like dive headfirst in. And it's always this really nice reminder that improving your health and fitness does not occur in a vacuum. You have to do it while experiencing everything else in life, whether it's being a parent, keeping up with your job, keeping your social life going, all of those things. So it's so important to have a strategy that doesn't force you to change your life any more than you choose to change it. It has to be flexible. It has to work with you. And it can't make you feel guilty if you can't do it perfectly every day, because you never will do it perfectly. So you need that flexibility. You need the sustainability too. That's another huge issue I have with these cookie cutter programs or these like short-term, like the 30-day Kickstart type deals, is they're very intensive and they get great results very quickly. We're an instant gratification society. We want those quick results. But I don't think any of us want the quick results if it means that in a month we're going to be right back to where we started or worse. Like that's not sustainable, that's not good, and that doesn't boost your confidence. It doesn't fix the root of the problem. So if you have a strategy that actually takes into account your health history, your needs, everything else going on in life, and where you want to be long term and actually creates a pathway to get you there, like sustainably and effectively, quickly. Like you should still be able to get results quickly, but it has to be sustainable as well. It's the process of getting healthy, right? Whatever that means to you. Again, drop it in the comments. Let me know what getting healthy means to you. It is a long-term process. You are learning new skills. Like it does require some degree of change. If you're not happy with where you're at right now, of course you're going to have to change something, right? You can't keep living the way you are currently living and expect yourself to feel different. So obviously there's some level of change that has to happen, but it's on your terms. It should be anyway. And it should be doable, right? It should be sustainable. You're going to learn these new skills that are going to last you your whole life, not send you into the yo-yo cycle. So, long story short, your customized long-term strategy should be easy, effective, and enjoyable. That's one of my big philosophies here. It's like my 3E formula is what I like to call it. If it's not easy, if it's not effective, if it's not enjoyable, it's not worth your time. Don't bother doing it. You won't stick to it, and you will not get results from it. So that's number one. Let me know how that sits with you. Let me know too if you have questions along the way. I think I'm still seeing the comments too. So yay. Okay. Number 2, you need a holistic approach. So I'm sure many of you are very aware of this. It's not just about diet and exercise, right? Being healthy is about so much more. I love to bring up how mental health and physical health are not two separate things. Your brain is part of your body. Your body affects your brain affects your body. You can't have them separate, right? And so if you want to be healthy overall, it can't just be about physical things like diet and exercise. It's also about managing your stress, prioritizing rest so you actually get the rest that you need. And it's about many other things too, but really those are my 4 pillars that I usually build around. And it seems to be like those are the 4 most important things to focus on for my clients, because you can do all the diet and exercise stuff right. And again, we're challenging that because like what is right? Do you actually know what is right for you versus just what's the blanket, oh, this is the healthiest thing you can be doing right now. We're going to challenge all that. But you can do, even if you do figure out what is right for you, you can do all of the diet and exercise stuff right for you that you want, and it's still not going to enable you to thrive if you are not getting the rest that you need. So if your energy is still in the dumps, and yes, your energy will improve to a degree with good diet and exercise, but it's not going to get to where you want it if you're not also prioritizing the rest, if you are not also managing your stress and learning new coping skills and learning how to set boundaries in your life, learning how to actually be happening to your life instead of life happening to you, if that makes sense. You should be able to be fully in control of your life. It doesn't mean that you need to have like a super tight grip. Like there's always things you can't control, but you should be able to roll with it, right? Stress should not rule your life, just as a workout plan or a diet plan should not rule your life. And you should just have a good energy too. And so if you have that nice holistic approach where you find movement that feels good, where you optimize your nourishment, where you do prioritize your rest, where you also manage your stress, all of those things will come together beautifully to create the ideal healthy life for you. And so if you're just, use those 4 pillars to kind of, think about the 4 pillars. Think about where you are at with each of them. Where are you at with movement? Where are you at with nourishment? Where are you at with stress management and rest? Where could you get better with them? And in what ways does it feel right to work on those? Not what do you think you should do, but what feels right to you? Do you want to start planning out your week so you're a little more on top of things? Do you want to start meal planning? Do you want to start recognizing what foods make you feel good? Do you want to just start moving your body in ways that feel good for a little bit each day? Do you want to create a really relaxing bedtime routine? Like, these are all things that I work with my clients on. But get the ball rolling for you. Get the wheels turning and think about what sounds right for you. So that's number 2. You need that holistic approach so that you can actually have a stress-free, healthy lifestyle. So number 3, this is a huge one, and I think this is the one that tends to be missing in most programs. This is what I do best. This was also the one that was really the biggest game changer for me, that really allowed me to step out of the like being in that high intensity workouts, the restrictive diet world, and actually step into my healthy lifestyle that I choose, that works for me, where I am actually going from feeling like crud about my body, like being in pain, having no energy, to actually finally having energy and having the confidence and knowing with complete confidence that I'm doing what is right for me. And that is learning to reconnect with your body, learning to treat your body as your teammate. I think especially with women, when we are taught so early this body shame, the body hate, that you have to do certain things. You have to like follow this cookie cutter plan. You have to be the gym rat. You have to do the boot camp workouts. You have to do these restrictive diets. It leads to a total disconnect from our bodies. And I think that is what that's where so much of our overwhelm and our lack of confidence comes from, is because we're not fully connected with our bodies, with us, with our like body, mind, soul, all of it. We are not making decisions that come from within us, that we choose, that actually lead us because we're confident in those decisions. Instead, we're trying to take all this advice externally that, well, the professional said to do it, my doctor said to do it, so-and-so did it and it worked for her, so I should do it. But if it doesn't work for you, if it does not feel aligned for you, it's not going to work for you. So like there's many levels on how you can reconnect with your body. But the biggest thing to take away today is I want you to start thinking about how can you start treating your body like a teammate. Because if you think about it, if you are in a team, right, think about how you would talk to a teammate versus how you actually talk to your body. Like, what is your self-talk compared to how you would speak to a friend or your child, right? If you spoke to a teammate the way you speak to your body, your teammate would probably tell you to like go pound sand, right? Like, just go away. I don't want to be around you. And on certain levels, your body gets that too. Your body feels that way when you are speaking down to it, when you are telling it, like when you're being the boss, right? When you're like, you're going to do what I told you to do. Like, if you did that in a team setting, you wouldn't get very far, right? So you got to listen to your body. You have to take the time to be like, okay, what is my body saying that it needs? And can I give it that? Can we like find a compromise? Because your body is very smart. Your body knows exactly what it needs. It really does. And unfortunately, it cannot communicate that to you in English or whatever your native language is. But if you take the time to start learning to listen to it, you will recognize that it's telling you everything that it needs. It's telling you how you can lose weight. It's telling you how you can feel comfortable in your body. It's telling you how much rest you need. And it's actually trying to tell you how you can get better rest and how you can be less stressed. But you have to take the time to learn to listen to that. And that is a challenging skill to learn, but probably the most important skill possible that you could learn. When you start learning how to listen to your body and how to actually give your body what it needs, and yes, it's going to take some trial and error, but it takes trial and error for your child to learn to talk to you, right? It's a process. But when you start doing this, it guides everything that you do. Suddenly you will start making decisions on like what health habits you want to do, what food choices you want to make, what movement you're going to do. Every decision that affects your body mind, soul, your health and happiness will become clear. You'll know exactly what's right for you because you already have listened to your body and you know what's right for you. There's no more confusion or overwhelm or being like, oh, but they said I should do this and oh, I'm not doing it, so I must not be healthy. There's no more of that because you're like, no, I know what works for me and I'm doing it. So it completely eliminates all of the noise that's out there. You can always still learn, of course, and try new things, but it gives you the filter that you need to not get overwhelmed by all the information, to not feel guilty or anxious or like all the overwhelmed, all the negative things that you often feel when it comes to trying to figure out health. Like, it eliminates all of it so that you are completely empowered and confident in everything that you do. So and I think that's really kind of the big feeling that you want to get from a healthy lifestyle. That's usually the feeling that you want in life, right? So that's all you got to do is start learning how to listen to your body. And of course, I know it's easier said than done, but you can start small and then let me know if you need help too. This is what I am best at, is teaching people how to reconnect with their bodies and really learn to listen. So that I don't tell people, oh, this is what you need to do. I'm like, no, let's discover what is right for you. Let's learn to listen to your body so that eventually you probably won't need me to guide you because you're going to be able to guide yourself. But if you need help to guide yourself initially, let me know. I'm here for you. Number 4, you gotta have accountability. You have to, because I'm just as human as you are. I struggle just as much with the motivation, with sticking to the habits, especially I think COVID and the lockdown and everything, that really kind of brought everything to light for many of us. I realized how dependent I was on having my scheduled time at our community center. Once I was only accountable to myself and not to my time at the community center, it all falls apart. And that's why I keep seeing my physical therapist. I see my PT once a month. Generally because I need a little bit of a tune-up. Something has gone out. Some muscle is spazzing out and needs a little work. But when I stopped seeing her, when I got discharged and I was no longer accountable to her, I stopped doing what I was supposed to do. I'm like, I'm a coach. I'm supposed to do this stuff, right? I'm supposed to lead myself. But I learned that in order to lead myself, I also need to set up certain checks and balances to make sure that I'm still staying accountable. And accountability is huge. And that's one I actually noticed on those questions that I have for joining the group. That is when I see a ton that people say that they need help with accountability, and it's okay. It's totally okay. I don't think it's even a lack of self-discipline if you can't be accountable to yourself, because statistically speaking, if you are accountable to someone else, if you commit to someone else, whether it is a coach, another professional, a friend, your spouse, whomever, as soon as you commit to another person to being accountable to someone else, your rate of success increases by 65%. So I don't think it's this inherent lack of self-discipline. Statistically speaking, we are community creatures. So if being accountable to another person increases your chances of success, then do it, right? And again, so I've got my own coaches that I am accountable to because they help me. Also, because they give you that other set of eyes. Accountability only goes so far if you don't have that perspective to help you modify things as you need. Because again, you can't stick to a program 100%. Nothing ever goes perfectly. You have to be able to be flexible. And one of the easiest ways to be flexible and to succeed at it, especially when the curveballs start coming, is having another person in your corner to help you navigate those curveballs, to help you quickly pivot when you need to. And then they keep you accountable along the way. And that just skyrockets your chances of success. And again, I shared this on my profile, I don't know, last week or something, but when you commit to someone, you're 65% more likely to succeed. When you schedule consistent check-ins with that person, your success rate goes up to 95%. So that is a huge, huge, really good argument for at least having an accountability buddy that you check in with. But honestly, I can tell you this, like, as a coach who has her own coaches, like, coaches need coaches. Everyone can really benefit from it. So I always highly recommend getting another set of eyes who is experienced in to help you, to really help you navigate and to hold you accountable, help you troubleshoot, help you be flexible, and really help you learn to listen to your body. Again, going back to number 3, right? So you've got to have that accountability factor to really succeed long term. So finally, number 5, it's community. And that's part of why, like, I have this group here. You need this community. I have seen many people be frustrated because they want to make healthy changes, but the people that they live with, the people they spend the most time with, they reject those changes. They're like, well, I don't want to do that. And so in a certain level, they're kind of showing that they don't support you. And that makes it really hard to stick to the changes. So it's okay. This is another topic for another time, but it is okay for whoever you live with or whoever you spend the most time with. They are not required to make the same changes that you are making, because keep in mind too, what works for you may not be right for them, right? And what works for them may not be right for you, especially if you're really learning to listen to your body. So it's okay if they don't make the same changes. That's also a conversation you can have with them, and like, how can they best support you? What do you need, right? So that was a side note. Sorry, guys. But you do need, if you want to really be successful with making these changes for yourself, you've got to have the community support, the community with the like-minded people supporting you. Hi, Amy. Thank you so much for joining us. Yay. So yeah, let me know, Amy, I'm curious what you would like a healthy lifestyle to look like for you. Like, not what you think you should be doing, but like, if you are living your ideal healthy lifestyle, like, let me know what that kind of looks like for you. That's what I opened with here. And we're working through the 5 strategies here. So yeah, community is huge. Having yourself surrounded by the like-minded people who are going to support you. And again, though, like, you don't want to just surround yourself with people who are all doing the same workout, who are all like super gung-ho about just sticking really dogmatically to like the workouts and the diets and stuff. Like, you guys are here, you're with me, we're on a similar wavelength with our philosophy on this, but like, that also breeds kind of an unhealthy obsession with like diet and exercise and weight. We're trying to move away from that. We're really trying to, again, going back to number 3, the 3rd strategy, reconnecting with your body, learning what is right for you. So you want people that support that, people who are going to support you to make the best decisions for yourself, to listen to your body, to empower you and lift you up, support your confidence as you learn what is right for you. You do want that accountability, like in strategy number 4, you do want some accountability to help you stay on track, call you out on your BS, because it does happen. It's very easy to start using reasons as excuses. So it's really helpful to have someone who can call you out on that, but there has to be a level of understanding too, and being like, obviously, like, you had this goal, you wanted to do it this way, but it's obviously not working for you, so how can we pivot? You don't want someone who's just going to sit there and be like, no, you have to do it. You have to do it this way. Go out and do it. Like, again, we're trying to release the guilt. We want to get rid of the anxiety and the guilt and all that negativity. So you're going to have days where, yes, you're just going to have to be like, no, I'm going to go do this workout because I know it's going to make me feel good. I have those days all the time, especially right now. I have to get up early if I want to get my run in before it gets hot. I hate getting up early, but I know I'm going to feel really good after the run. It's not like I'm going to go do this awful run and I'm going to feel like garbage the whole time, and then I might or might not have energy afterwards. Like, that's not the kind of workout you want to force yourself to do, right? But yes, sometimes you have to call yourself on that and actually go do the workout that you need to do, because you know it's going to make you feel good at the end. So let's see, Amy, let me see your comment. Taking care of yourself, body, mind, and soul, working out, eating foods that fuel your body, and being the best that you can be. I love that. Yes. Yes. So I hope you'll be able to go back. I'll do a quick recap because we're just wrapping up those 5 strategies, but I'll do a quick recap for you guys. And then I wanted to share a little bit about my upcoming program that helps you actually put these strategies into place. So quick recap then. Strategy number 1 is you got to have a customized long-term plan, no cookie cutter stuff, no changing yourself to fit a program. The program should fit you, and it should take your personal health history, your unique needs, your unique desires. All of that should be taken into account to make it an easy and effective and enjoyable program for you, or a plan for you more than anything. Number 2, you need a holistic approach, because it's not just about diet and exercise. You want to really start focusing on those 4 pillars. That's what I work on with my clients. You want movement, so it's not just exercise, it's movement. You need the nourishment. And again, it's not a diet, it's nourishment. It's how you're going to fuel your body for your whole life, how you're going to fuel yourself, body, mind, and soul for your whole life, not just for the next 30 days or however long. You need rest. And again, that one's not just about, go to sleep earlier, or, just get more rest. That's not how it works. There's a lot of different factors that go into it, right? And then there's managing your stress. So those are kind of the 4 pillars that I always recommend starting with, and really making sure you're balancing all of them, because they're all going to support each other. But that really maximizes your results when you can take a holistic approach. Number 3, you've got to learn how to reconnect with your body and actually treat it like a teammate, learning to listen to it, and that's going to guide you in every single decision you make. It's going to make every decision super clear, and it's going to eliminate all of the overwhelm, all of the guilt, all of the anxiety, and just make it so easy and empowering to make the decisions that are right for you. And then number 4, you need that accountability. Remember, when you commit to another person, you increase your success by 65%. When you commit to another person and schedule regular check-ins, you increase your success rate to 95%. So that can be a coach, it can be your friend, it can be your partner, your spouse, whomever, but find someone else to be accountable to, not just yourself. It just makes it easier. There's no need to make it harder than it has to be, right? Don't be a heartaholic. Just make it easier for yourself. Set yourself up for success, not failure, right? And then number 5 is you need community. It's okay if the people you live with or the people you spend the most time with don't make the exact same changes as you. It's okay if they are not as focused on their health and stuff. You will probably inspire them by confidently making your changes. But even if they don't want to make those changes, it's still important to your success to find a community that does support those changes, who is maybe going along that same journey, who's trying some of the same things, but it doesn't have to be all the same things, right? But other people who are going to really support you along the journey, because a healthy lifestyle doesn't happen in a vacuum, and it's supposed to be sustainable for your whole life. And so you don't want to spend your whole life just fighting everyone that you're around or feeling like you're going it alone. So having a community is super duper helpful. So those are the 5 strategies. So let me know how those sit with you. Let me know if you have questions about them. These are the strategies that I do with my clients, that we work on right from the beginning. And I wanted to share about this new opportunity right now to work with me, because right now I'm testing out my first group program, putting all of these strategies into place. I've been working with clients one-to-one for about 2 years now. But again, one-to-one is great. It gives you all of those first 4, but it doesn't really give you the community aspect. And honestly, there's only so much that I can do on just one-to-one, especially if I only get to like see my clients like once a month or even less than that. Like if we're just texting and stuff, it's great, but I think setting us up for even more success is better by creating this community, by having weekly check-ins, by having so much more accountability, more community, and doing a group program not only gives you access to all 5 of these strategies, but it also just increases your success rate so much. It makes it feel like so much more of an enjoyable process. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how I work with clients and how that can benefit you and if it's right for you, because it isn't always right for everybody. So what I have coming up is the Stress-Free Lifestyle Transformation Program. So I've given you all this information today. Information is great. It inspires you, it gets your brain working, but in order to actually transform, you have to start putting it into practice. And like we talked about, especially if you're learning to listen to your body for the first time, that can be confusing. You already have a boatload of information. I'm hoping these 5 strategies that I shared today will help guide you better than just like throwing more information at you. I'm hoping that these strategies will help you actually start filtering that information, but it can still be really hard, especially if you feel like you know a lot and you know your body to, at least to a certain degree, but you still feel like you've been throwing spaghetti at the wall for far too long with nothing sticking, then it might be time to get strategy number 4 working for you, where you get a coach helping you. So what we do in this program, it's a 3-month program, and I really shouldn't call it a program. It's more of just a 3-month commitment, because that's the amount of time that you really need to work through some of the obstacles, to really find what works for you, and to start putting it into practice and turning it into a habit long term, as opposed to like a 1-month program is great. It gives you a good kickstart, but I don't think it gives you enough time to really ingrain these new strategies as habits. So that's why I ask for a 3-month commitment to do this, and it's going to be within a group setting. So we start by finding out where you are and where you want to go. We get a customized long-term strategy in place for you, and then we work through that to make sure that it's right for you. We work on the holistic approach. We start covering all 4 pillars right away, because that's the thing. If you're going to work on your 4 pillars, it's hard to do all 4 at once. It's really challenging. And so that's where having a coach to support you through that, to keep it as simple as possible, because like, raise your hand if you're a chronic overcomplicator. I know I am. So having someone else help you really simplify it makes a world of difference. Otherwise, it's like you try to go cold turkey and stuff, you bite off more than you can chew, and then you get frustrated, you quit, right? So that's where having a coach supporting you along the way makes a world of difference. It makes it simple, and it helps you really believe that you're going to be making the right changes for you, as opposed to like just throw more spaghetti at the wall. That doesn't work for anyone. You want to know that you're doing the strategies that are most likely to work for you. And that's what I do. I've got the experience and the know-how to actually guide you on that, and to know what to look for, because many times you'll start doing something, like raise your hand if this is you. Do you start trying something new and you don't get results immediately, and so you think it's not working, and so you stop? And that's where you need to know what to look for along the way. You need to know, oh, I actually like this, and this actually happened, so this is working, and this is what I can expect moving forward. It makes a huge difference. So we work on that, and then it's going to be within the group setting. So you'll actually be able to have weekly coaching calls with me, with the group, where you guys can all support each other and cheer each other on, and get so much more benefit for the program, for yourself, for all of it. So specifically the people that I work with, we kind of talked about this at the beginning too, but usually you're tired of being uncomfortable in your body. You've probably got some kind of either like a nagging injury, some kind of chronic pain, or just like a chronic certain level of discomfort that you don't want to have to live with for your whole life. That is one of the things that I work very, very closely with my clients on, is finding a corrective exercise program for them to eliminate all of that discomfort. My bodies talk to me. I watch how you move, and I know exactly what we need to do to actually eliminate the discomfort, recover from chronic injuries, make sure that you're set up so you don't get injured again, and actually start finding ways to move your body that feel really good. So that's kind of how we start supporting your movement pillar. Nourishment, again, I don't want to give cookie cutter diet programs. I don't want you to be on a diet for the rest of your life. I want you to be able to build a healthy relationship with your food where you are confident in your food choices. There's no more guilt over, oh, I shouldn't eat this, or I'm bad because I ate this, or oh, I totally overate. There's no more of that. There's just complete confidence in making the decisions that are right for you and eating the foods that are right for you. So we do a lot of work on discovering specifically what foods are right for you and helping you set new boundaries and expectations around those foods so that there is no more negative relationship with food. So we work on all of that for your nourishment pillar. And then we work through a lot of different strategies depending on you and where you are at with needing rest. Most of the women, and I've worked with men as well, Tony, I tagged you in here so you can always chime in. Tony actually did the one-to-one version of this program earlier in the year. So he can tell you all about the crazy amount of stuff that he learned. Like, he definitely got way more than he thought he was going to get with that one. But we work through whatever is right for you, whatever you are needing to really start improving your energy, because it's not just about, oh, sleep more. Like, that doesn't work for many people. And a lot of times it's not about how much you're sleeping. It's about whether you're already moving your body, like getting your body to basically create more energy for you. It's about whether you're nourishing your body with foods that actually support your health, like body, mind, and soul health, or whether you're eating a lot of foods that are actually draining you of your energy and making you not sleep well and triggering like mental health issues and insomnia and that sort of thing. So we work very closely to find the strategies that you need to support your rest pillar. And then finally, we work a lot on stress management because, and again, this one is very customized based on what you are needing. Some people need to learn to set better boundaries. Some people need to learn how to take back control over their scheduling. Some people just need to learn to have more resilience to stress. And sometimes that's through increasing your energy and your health overall with the movement and nourishment factors, or with the rest. Like, they all come together. And that's what I love doing, is figuring out how all of these little moving parts, how we need to put them in the right order for you, based on your needs, your life, your health history, your goals. That's what we do in this program. So it's kind of a hybrid. It's a group and one-to-one, because you're going to get all the customization that you need, but you also get the community aspect to support you. And that allows me to do a lot more like group coaching so that you can have those scheduled check-ins. You can get your questions answered right away. You can get incredible coaching, because that's really, like, I have learned that is where the magic really happens, when I actually get face-to-face with my clients and we start talking through whatever has come up for them. Magic happens, you guys. It's incredible. So if you are wanting more information on this, or if you have questions about everything we just talked about today on how you can make these 5 strategies work better for you, please let me know. Drop it in the comments, or you can send me a private message as well if you don't want to share it in the comments. So that is it for today. The program is starting. It's already started. I've already got 2 clients running it right now. So let me know when you are ready, and we will get you started as well. So if you have more questions too, let me know. I feel like I've forgotten something, because I usually do, but let me know if you have questions. So I hope this was helpful, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being part of my very first masterclass. I hope we will have many more to come. If there are other topics you would like me to talk about as well, let me know. And I would be happy to do tailored topics for you and what you're needing. So I'm gonna go chug some water because I've been talking too long now. I'm getting the throat tickles. So thank you so much, you guys, for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. Bye.